Some South Africans are calling for Britain to return the world's largest diamond, known as the Star of Africa, which is set in the royal scepter that King Charles III holds at his coronation today. The diamond, which weighs 530 carats, was discovered in South Africa in 1905 and presented to the British monarchy by the colonial government in the country, which was then under British rule. It is worth millions, if not billions of dollars. Now, amid a global conversation about returning artwork and artifacts that were pillaged during colonial times, some South Africans are calling for the diamond to be brought back. Muthusi Kamanga, a lawyer and activist in Johannesburg, has promoted an online petition, which has gathered about 8,000 signatures for the diamond to be returned. He also said that the diamond needs to return to South Africa because it is a sign of their heritage and culture. In the words of Muthusi Kamanga, I think generally the African people are starting to realize that to decolonize is not just to let people have certain freedoms, but it's also to take back what has been expropriated from us. Officially known as Cullinan 1, the diamond in the scepter was cut from the Cullinan diamond, a 3,100 carat stone that was mined near Pretoria in 1905 and stolen by the British in 1907 and taken to Britain. The diamond was presented to King Edward VII in 1907 in South Africa. It was later recut and incorporated into the Queen's crown jewels. This diamond is the largest known clear-cut diamond in the whole world. After the death of the Queen, many in South Africa called for the diamond, which sat on the top of the Queen's coffin during her lying in state, to be returned. A smaller diamond cut from the same stone, known as Cullinan II, is set in the imperial state crown, which is worn by British monarchs on ceremonial occasions. Along with the scepter, it is kept with the other crown jewels in the Tower of London. Both the scepter and the crown are traditionally used by British monarchs during ceremonial occasions. A replica of the whole Cullinan diamond, which is about the size of a man's fist, is displayed at the Cape Town Diamond Museum. I believe it should be brought back home because at the end of the day, they took it from us while they were oppressing us, said Johannesburg resident Mohammed Abdullahi. Even before these petitions, the Queen Consort, Camilla, was supposed to be crowned with the controversially sourced Koh-i-Noor diamond. The 105 carat oval treasure was obtained via coercion of the 11-year-old emperor of the Sikhs, Maharaja Duleep Singh, in the 19th century. This was seen as a diplomatic gesture, but selected in its place were the Cullinan III, IV, and 5 diamonds from Queen Elizabeth's jewelry collection, which were all also originally cut from South Africa's Cullinan diamond. The replacement switched one colonial exploit for another, which led to the petition. The coronation of King Charles III is being done with stolen treasures from Africa, and they must be returned to the rightful owners. Some Africans now call the British throne the throne of blood and stolen treasures. The Cullinan diamond is just one of several things that were stolen from Africa by the British. The royal family also made a fortune in the slave trade, as we've explained in the video we've added in the description below. The diamond represents a painful legacy of colonialism and exploitation, and its return would represent a symbolic step toward acknowledgement and reconciliation. However, the issue of cultural repatriation is complex and raises many legal and ethical questions, and opinions on the matter are divided. In a statement to CNN, Leanne Matthews, a South African spokeswoman for the Economic Freedom Fighters, said that every forcefully taken jewel or item of value that was taken by the royal family should be repatriated to its rightful owner. Our call is for repatriations for all colonial theft, which the theft of the Great Star of Africa is a part of, said Matthews. Some South Africans are furious because of some of the things the British monarchs, through the British Empire, have done to Africa over the years. Throughout its history, the British monarchy has played a significant role in Africa, both during the colonial era and in the post-colonial period. Some of the actions of British monarchs in Africa have been controversial and have contributed to enduring tensions and grievances. During the colonial era, British monarchs oversaw the exploitation and subjugation of African nations, taking control of vast territories and imposing their systems of government. This often involved the exploitation of natural resources and the forced labor of local populations. British monarchs were also involved in conflicts and wars on the African continent, sometimes using force to maintain control over their colonies or to expand their territories. In the post-colonial era, British monarchs have continued to be involved in African affairs, although in a more limited capacity. This has included engagement in diplomatic and humanitarian efforts, as well as controversial interventions in areas such as Zimbabwe and South Africa. South Africans and Africans in general have been ruminating about this over the years and have decided to react. In the past, the UK has rejected these demands, arguing that the diamond was obtained legally under historical circumstances, and that such claims are not supported by international law. The world is still waiting to hear what they have to say on this. Africans have persistently fought to recover cultural artifacts pillaged by colonial troops. Last year, a London museum agreed to return 72 objects looted from the Kingdom of Benin in southern Nigeria during a British military operation in 1897. What do you think will be the outcome of this petition? Given that the diamond is worth much, do you think that King Charles III will be willing to return it to South Africa? Let us know what you think in the comments below.
Thanks for watching. Please subscribe, follow, share and like our video. It's the best way of supporting us.